They tell you the government is shutting down, that your checks might stop, that parks close, services halt. But here's the thing, the wars don't stop. The battles abroad keep raging. The war machines keep turning. Meanwhile, you, ordinary citizen, are held in a freeze frame. Why? Because shutdowns are built to hurt you, not the engines of power. It opens in deception. A fiscal calendar ends. Congress fails to pass appropriation bills. The clock hits midnight. Boom, a government shutdown. Most of us picture bureaucrats locked out, agencies paused, public services shuttered. That's partly true. But what's not in the headlines? Foreign military operations, war funding, and defense missions often continue under accepted status or prior year balances. The very institutions that wage war are insulated from the freeze that cripples daily life at home. Let me take you behind the curtain. In the United States, the federal government is funded via 12 annual appropriations bills passed by Congress. When those bills, or a temporary stopgap measure called a continuing resolution, CR, aren't approved by the start of the new fiscal year, a funding gap occurs. That gap triggers a partial shutdown, where non-essential discretionary functions halt until Congress acts. During that period, many government workers are furloughed, sent home without pay. Agencies freeze grant programs, inspections, permitting, public services. But certain functions are designated essential or accepted, and that's where war gets its lifeline. Exception number one, the Department of Defense. In the event of a shutdown, the U.S. military is legally obligated to continue operations that defend the nation, conduct overseas missions, and maintain readiness. These are deemed accepted activities. That means troops still deploy, aircraft still fly, bases overseas still operate, often funded through prior year balances, contingency funds, and certain accounts that weren't cut. Wars don't stop because national defense cannot be allowed to stop from the government's perspective. Exception number two, unspent or carryover funds. Some defense accounts have leftover funds from the previous year, unspent balances that can be used to continue operations even during a shutdown. Procurement, research, development, and other mission-critical lines sometimes draw from these carryovers. Exception number three, special laws or acts ensuring war funding continuity. Congress has, in past shutdowns, passed standalone acts to protect military pay, like the Pay Our Military Act, so that troops are paid even if much of the government is frozen. So you have this, the civilian services halt, but the war engine stays running because the government structured it that way. It's an inevitability, not a glitch, Fon. Now let's bring that fact down to your life and see what a shutdown means for you, and what it means for those sending others to fight wars you fund. You go without. Social services stall, permits delayed, grants frozen, infrastructure plans on hold. Federal workers go unpaid. Food assistance, regulatory oversight, environmental monitoring hoist. Many of these get throttled. But remote drone missions, foreign bases, missile guidance, intelligence operations, they carry on, often invisibly, unaffected by the freeze. Here's why. Lawmakers know which parts they can't allow to slip. They protect war, defense, intelligence. The public faces shutdown pain. The war machine is cordoned off. The freeze is selective. The war is essential. Your daily life is expendable. In times like 2025, with shutdown talk floating again, people worry. Will their social security checks bounce? Will hospital funding stop? Will federal agencies furlough staff? They should worry, because those are the real everyday casualties. Meanwhile, the war machine is mostly insulated. Let me walk you through a hypothetical scenario. Congress fails to pass a full-year budget, or CR, by October 1st. The government enters shutdown. Overnight, many agencies close or scale back non-essential work. Inspectors, researchers, grant programs freeze. You feel the freeze. Meanwhile, overseas bases in Africa, the Middle East, Asia, those stay open. Troops still operate under rules of engagement. Intelligence agencies continue signals collection. Drone sorties still run. Logistics lines still distribute fuel, ammo, parts. The war never stops. Why is that allowed legally? Because Congress and the Department of Defense designate those operations as indispensable for national defense. The executive branch selects which functions are accepted. From a legislative view, none of this is accidental. It's written into the rules, the loopholes, of how budgets work. When funding lapses, certain operations keep running by default. Which ones? That's decided quietly by the Office of Management and Budget in the executive branch. So why stage the drama of a government shutdown if the core machinery stays alive? Because shutdowns are leverage, theater designed to spark panic, blame, and bargaining power. They stall civilians while the protected systems continue untouched. They create urgency, and urgency wins concessions in every political fight. Shutdowns have become routine in modern U.S. politics. Congress passes stopgap after stopgap, wielding shutdown threats like tools of pressure. Parks close, services stall, yet global operations move on, shielded from the freeze. When you see new shutdown headlines, remember, the outrage is about domestic budgets, not defense. Funding for those missions stays ring-fenced, indispensable. You freeze, they proceed. Be angry, because the freeze is deliberate. The contracts continue, the logistics flow, the hidden machinery hums while citizens wait. The only remedy is transparency. Open debate, not facades. Shutdowns are weapons of control. They freeze the many while guarding the powerful. They fill news feeds at home, but never touch the control rooms abroad. So when the headline reads "Government to shut down," know this, it's not a full stop. It's a selective pause, your life on ice, their machines still turning. If you're still listening and you're not asleep, you already know what to do. Hit the link in our description and join our free underground newsletter.